The Crown, right? It is now on its 4th season, right? And it talks to Queen Elizabeth, right? Queen Elizabeth is played by quite a few people. Clara Furry, Olivia Calhoun, I guess that's the name. My writing is atrocious.
Well, the first 2 seasons, right? The first 2 seasons of The Crown is starring Claire Foy as Queen Elizabeth in her younger years, right? And then so season 3 opens up with, see if I can get the cast name.
Olivia Colman?
Yes, her, Olivia Colman. She opens up season 3 as the middle-aged Queen Elizabeth.
Then the 3rd season is Amanda Stanton. My writing, I'm writing too fast.
Here, okay, so we have it right here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so first so it's starring Clara Foy. Olivia Colman opens up season 3 as the middle-aged Queen Elizabeth II, right? Amanda Stanton plays. She had to have been the younger.
No, she's coming in. She's a little older.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a little older, and then Miriam Bailey is going to play the 4th season. She's playing the older queen, I believe.
And then season 4 is the introduction to Princess Diana.
That's right, Princess Diana. Right. John Lithgow as Winston Churchill.
He does a great job.
I mean, he plays that part. He is her mentor.
Yes.
You know, he really takes Queen Elizabeth II under his wing and teaches her what she needs to know, right?
Yes.
Emma Kerwin is Princess Diana in season 4, right? Tobias, I can't read it. Menzies is Philip the Duke. Matt Smith also plays Philip the Duke, right? Philip is Prince Philip. He marries Elizabeth II, right? But he's a duke, right? The story, so let's go through the synopsis because it's a ensemble cast, but we want to go through. So there's so many people in this. This is on the 4th season, right?
Yeah.
You have to watch this show. Why do you have to watch this show? Because you get to see what Europeans, how they think.
Right.
What they think, how they think, why they think, when they think.
Right. You learn about the colonization of the different countries in Africa.
And the decolonization.
Right?
Because in season 4, in season 3 is the decolonization of Kenya.
Okay.
Right? And Prince Charles comes of age.
Okay.
Right? So I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting to watch and learn and see. And Queen Elizabeth II has reigned for a very long time.
Very long time. And then in watching this, you also learn more about the monarchy as far as sacrifices that have to be made for the crown.
That's right, because it says, at the very beginning, one of her mentors tells her that no matter what, the crown must win. It's nothing personal that the decisions that you make. It's all about the crown must win. And maybe American black people should pick that up and say that they should be out to recover the crown. You should go look up Queen Sophia and look at Queen Sophia very closely, and you would see why just our opinion, Queen Elizabeth II would be looking at old girl who married her grandson, right, Miss Markle, and looking at her and saying, right, certain people fought to make sure the crown would no longer be in black hands, and this, if something happened to all of us except for those two, it would fall back into black hands. Just observation, like Monday through Fridays, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday on all of the places that we stream, right? So let's go through the synopsis. The story of the rise of Queen Elizabeth II to monarch to now, the happenings, the players, the mentors, right, Churchill, right, the behind the scenes reenactments of what has actually happened in real life, the life of Elizabeth II, Queen of England, right? Mm-hmm. So what would you give The Crown? I would so far, because we're on third season. Right. The fourth season begins. Matter of fact, this is the trailer. I cut all of the trailers together, 1 through 4. This is where Princess Diana is introduced, and you really understand from the very beginning in the opening when the mentor told her that the crown must win. It's right, nothing personal on what you do. The crown must win. Well, so what do you think about?
What I think about it is great acting, first of all. And when I learned that Claire Foy she's the one playing Queen Elizabeth II, I said, okay, this is going to be good. Mm-hmm. Because we reviewed Claire Foy. I'm going to be getting tongue-tied. Claire Foy. She stars in The Girl in the Spider's Web, 2018 film, and we reviewed it, and we talked about her acting, right? So when I learned that she's playing Queen Elizabeth the first 2 seasons, I said, okay, it has got to be good because she's a good actress, right? And she definitely did not disappoint. And watching this film, and it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. And so watching it, you learn more and more about their family. Yeah, about their family and how important the crown is, not only to the country, but to the family as well, and the sacrifices that had to be made. So then fast forward today with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. You can kind of see where the Queen's mind state is, because she had to sacrifice for the crown. Mm-hmm. Her sister had to, once you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying, but her sister had to sacrifice. The Queen's husband had to sacrifice. It's just like family members had to sacrifice personal relationships and personal things that they wanted to do, certain hobbies or just certain things. The crown just came first, right?
Comes first. It must win.
Right. So then, you have to not be involved in other countries' politics, right? So that falls under the crown. But then here comes an American, right? Meghan Markle and the family. And she has her own thought process, and she's an independent woman, right? Mm-hmm. And she wants to use her voice because it's part of her culture as an American woman, right? To be very outspoken. So that's where I believe the cultural clash may be.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you said, and like they always say, the crown comes first.
The crown must win.
It must win. So
that's right.
Just learning that and just watching the film, it helped me to
So Meghan Markle
understand
said, Meghan Markle said, let me get out of here, because,
Yeah.
The crown must win. And
so that's why I'm looking forward to season 4.
Right.
To see what Queen Diana went through, because Queen Diana, like
Princess.
Princess.
She never made
that's
queen.
true. She never made it. Princess Diana, she was also a free spirit, free thinking woman, much like Meghan Markle, right? Mm-hmm. Someone who was considered an outsider.
She got involved with Fayed.
Right. So we learned all of this in season 4. So I think season 4 is going to be very
November 15th. It debuts on Netflix. Let's go through the breakdown. Character arc. I had to start with that first. Character arc is a 10. Going from inexperienced young girl, who was her father, I would say her father's favorite, assuming the throne, that's a 10. Ascending to the throne, that's a 10. Storyline, through line is a 10. Acting, skill, emoting, that's a 10. Wardrobe, cars, sets, going through all of these various different decades, that's a 10. Locations, that's a 10. Story beats, that's a 10. Believability to every single last detail, 10. Historical facts, that's a 10. And I ended with cinematography, because the cinematography on this, the use of light, the use of colors, the use of camera movement, the use of camera angles to tell the story is 10. So what would you give The Crown?
I would give it a 10 also, and I also want to add to that list music.
Okay.
Because, it
catches the various decades.
It does. They do a great job doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, The Crown is well worth watching, right? And you will learn something, right? You need to not know what people do and how they think is a recipe for disaster if you plan to one day take something over. It's a recipe for disaster not to know how to go about doing it. It's just plain and simple. All right.
You know what? Before we move on, a very interesting episode is the episode. Look out for the episode featuring President John F. Kennedy and his wife Jackie Kennedy.
Or just say Jackie Onassis.
Well, at the time she wasn't an Onassis at the time.
Yes.
So their visit to the Queen.
To the Queen.
To the Queens.
That's right. Because Camelot meets the actual Queen.
Right. So that was very interesting. Them joining the Queen at Buckingham Palace. That was an interesting episode.
So The Crown, I give it a 10.